What is happening, sports fans? It's your main man, Matt, from the DFS 5-pack, rocking it solo. It is Tuesday, September 28th. We got 13 almost said NFL, MLB games to go over tonight. It's the last week of MLB. I'm excited for it. Sad, it's bittersweet. It's the end, but I love, playoff baseball. So a lot to be excited about as well. Week 4 of NFL. It's funny, we're already in week 4, quarter of the season almost done. Well, now with 18 weeks, I guess not, but still, it is. It goes by fast, the NFL, that is. But in the meantime, we still got MLB, which is great for me because I love baseball. Full slate tonight. Only 4 teams not in play, and I'm excited to go over this one with you guys. So without further ado, let's dive right in. It would probably help if I open DraftKings, though, so give me 1 second. All right, we should be good to go. So full slate, we got good pitching options. Obviously, you got to kind of beware because some teams are locked into their playoff spots. They're not going to be pushing their guys. Other teams are still fighting, so they're going to be pushing their guys. It's that time of the year where you got to at least pay attention to that kind of stuff. All right, so as far as pitching options go, Philly's one of those teams that's playing for a lot. Let's check out the standings real quick. Yeah, I mean, Philly's fighting hard for their playoff lives. Check see exactly where they are. But yeah, I mean, actually, they're done. These teams are done because of the Cardinals. Forgot about it. So they're not playing for anything. It doesn't mean that they're not going to try to win, but all these teams are kind of just wrapped up. Braves are wrapped up as the division winner, I believe. No, they're not. They're still playing for their division. Braves are 2.5 up, but these teams play each other right now. So this is a big series. The Braves can either lock it up or the Phillies can potentially get back in it. And neither of these teams are going to catch the Cardinals for that wild card more than likely. So this is for their playoff lives. It's a tough spot in Atlanta. I mean, Atlanta's got a lethal lineup. I never like using righties in Atlanta against them. That said, Wheeler's a dog, man. Like, he is. I don't want to declare him the best pitcher on the slate because I'm not sure I believe that, but he's right up there on a slate with loaded pitching options from Woodruff to Walker Buehler. I mean, aces on this slate. Wheeler's right up there. At least he's having one of the best years of any of the guys. I'd take Buehler over him if I were starting a team, but Wheeler's having a slightly better year. And even in a tough spot, a lot to like about him here. Again, Philly needs win. I mean, Philly needs win. They're 2.5 behind Atlanta, so they need to catch up, and they're going to use Wheeler for as long as he can go. Next up, we got Brandon Woodruff. Milwaukee's already locked in. We just saw this matchup. St. Louis is all on a different level hot right now. Woodruff, I'm fine with him. They're not like stressing him. He's going 6 innings every start right now. So you can kind of bank on him going 6 as long as he doesn't get into trouble, which is a good assumption with given his stuff. I mean, he looks like a great look because he's really good. I do worry about his limited upside though, given the fact that he's just not going to go, over 6 innings. So I don't know. I think on this slate, there's other guys I just like more, especially against the red hot St. Louis. I don't think so. Boston, after getting swept by the Yankees, really fighting hard for their playoff lives. Sale, I don't know, man. I can't trust Sale, but his upside at 9,400 is real. Boston, again, playing for a lot. I mean, the story with Sale hasn't really changed. I worry about his ultimate upside because he's throwing less pitches than Woodruff. Yeah, I don't love Sale. He is 1,000 cheaper. I don't love Sale. You Darvish. No thanks. I can't trust Darvish right now. If you're walking guys against this Dodgers lineup, no thanks. The Padres look like a dead man walking, so I'm not interested. Charlie Morton, I can definitely get on board with Morton. I like a pitcher's duel here. I think Morton is fairly priced. Again, I don't love the spot. I like it slightly better for Morton than I do Wheeler, but not a good spot for Morton. That said, I kind of expect the pitchers to do their thing here in a game that matters a lot to both teams. So I'm high on Morton here for sure. A lot to like. Oh, I thought I missed Logan Webb, but he's cheaper. So another guy I also like is Walker Buehler. Again, not in his greatest form. I think that's why his price is down low. So you're getting a guy who hasn't pitched well lately, but we know Buehler's a guy. Ultimately, I think he's the best pitcher on the slate personally. If I were picking one guy to like on my team going forward, it would be him. And I like him a lot here. I mean, it's not a great matchup against the Padres, but like I mentioned, the Padres, they look dead right now. They're 2-8 in their last 10. They've lost 3 in a row. Like, I got no problem picking on the Padres now, who might even have a weak lineup in LA. Give me Buehler in a bounce back spot here. Wheeler, Morton, Buehler, 3 guys high on my short list. Wainwright, I wonder how close. Yeah, they're not catching Milwaukee, even though they've been so hot. I don't think Wainwright's crazy. We always prefer him at home, at night. He's not pitching great right now, and just given the other options, probably not where I land. I could definitely see getting to Webb, though. Really good spot at home against Arizona. Wasn't good last time out against a Padres team I just dogged on. Okay, the Padres still have talent, don't get me wrong. Webb wasn't great. They hit him, so be it. Also wasn't great in that Cubs start, but other than that, he's been solid. Now his price is down. Yeah, he's wildly in play for me at 8,900. I think I prefer Wheeler, Woodruff, and Morton. Not Woodruff. Wheeler, Morton, and Buehler slightly more, but Webb's right there. And he's a lot cheaper than Wheeler, and that matters. Savali, no thanks. Urquidy, excuse me, no thanks. Bassett, too expensive. Tyon, no thanks in this matchup. And another game that really, really matters. These teams are playing for their playoff lives. Singer. I see Singer getting some love, and I get it. He just pitched really well in this matchup, his last start. I don't know, though. He's too expensive for me, given, the guys that are right above him. Give me Walker Buehler all day. Ryu, nah, not in this spot. Yankees are hot right now. I mean, Stanton's is the hottest hitter on the planet. Patrick Corbin, no, not in this spot. He's just opening, I guess. He got absolutely lit up by the Angels last time out. I was on Ohtani that night because I'd been on Ohtani a ton, and that was the night Ohtani, I think, tripled in his first 2 at bats. Let's see what Ohtani's done recently. Must have been another start. Listen, it's weird. When did Tyler Anderson pitch? He just pitched on the 25th, so he must be just opening here. Oh, because he got lit up last time out. I guess he is legit starting on 3 days rest. I mean, I'm definitely not looking here. Oakland doesn't look great right now, though. I'm not really interested in Oakland, so not sure why I spent so much time on him. Ronaldo Lopez, I don't hate it. He's cheap for his upside. I don't like the spot, though. Cincinnati adding a DH, nah. Luke Weaver. I've always been a fan of his stuff. I'm impressed that you can get hit for 7 hits or get lit up kind of for 7 hits, 3 runs, 3 bombs. Still end up with close to 20 DK points. So he's throwing a lot of pitches. I don't hate a pitcher's duel in this game either. Just a really tough spot for Weaver. Waka, definitely not in this matchup. I kind of like Houston if they're going to be really low owned. Alexi, don't hate it. I mean, he got lit up by the Yankees and Astros, but last time he faced the Angels, he was really good. Colorado, he was really good at home. I don't know. The Angels, I'm going back to the Angels, have been pretty good lately. So, I don't know. Their lineup stinks. So, I'm not saying they're good. Actually, they haven't been great. Besides that one game where they crushed on Seattle, they have not been great. Yeah, I don't think Alexi's crazy at all. Sorry, guys, I'm spending too much time on that game. He's just cheap, right? 6,300. I mean, I don't hate it if you want to take a shot and go like load up on expensive bats. Tyler Alexander, nah. Kyle Freeland. I don't think he's the craziest player in the world. He's cheap enough where I think you can make the case for Washington's not great, but they don't strike out a lot. They've been pretty good. They're also coming in under-owned, so I'm more interested in the Washington bats. Zimmerman, no. Barnes, no. And O'Brien, no. So if I'm making a lineup right now, it's tough. I mean, a bunch of good looks. I do like Bueller in a bounce back spot. He's just too cheap. I want to pair Wheeler and Morton, but Bueller's just too cheap. I also like Logan Webb, so Webb looks like a good look here. Because as much as I like a pitcher's doing Wheeler and Morton, it's not a good spot in Atlanta. You know, both those offenses are pretty good. Give me Webb and Bueller here. Give me 4K per guy on offense, a lot to work with. And obviously, there's a bunch of different ways you can go, and that's always nice. Couple chalk offenses to talk over for cash games. We're just going to start with one of them. It's going to be the Boston Red Sox in Baltimore against Bruce Zimmerman. Zimmerman sucks. The Orioles bullpen sucks. Zimmerman had been decent before he went on the IL, but that was in early June. He gave up 5 earned runs in 6th innings and 2 rehab starts. I mean, he sucks. The Orioles bullpen stinks. The Red Sox are playing for their lives after getting swept by the Yankees in an embarrassing fashion. The entire Red Sox lineup is wildly in play. Bogarts, Devers, JD Martinez, 4,100 for JD. I imagine he's the highest owned player, not even hitter or player on the slate today. Let's check it out. No, got some Colorado guys actually ahead of him. Renfroe getting a ton of love too. Crazy that Renfroe 100 more he must be hot. Not really. I mean, I know he's also good against lefties, but I imagine JD is a ton of love here. Bogarts too. No 2B eligibility for Kike, which sucks, but he's also really cheap. The whole lineup's just in one of the best spots on the slate, but know that they're going to get a ton of love. So for me in tournaments, probably pass. But I certainly don't mind using one-offs. That's for damn sure. I mean, JD Martinez at 4,100 looks like one of the best plays on the entire slate. As far as Baltimore goes, I mean, no. Sale could not be good, but I still don't think Baltimore wins this slate. He does give up power, but there's just other teams I like more. Yankees and Jays. 1 second, guys. All right, sorry about that. I think this one's interesting. The Yankees are red hot right now. The Blue Jays are not. The Blue Jays swept the Yankees the last time they played. Ryu, he's never a guy I love picking on because I feel like anytime I do, you see good Ryu. But man, he has not been good lately in 2 much better spots than he's in tonight. You got a hot Yankees team with, like I mentioned, Giancarlo Stanton. Check the game log. He's just locked in and loaded right now. Checking the BVP quickly. He's definitely a guy where BVP can be just where it's hard to really know what to take with the BVP because when Stan's hot, he can crush anyone. When he's not, he can struggle against anyone. He's 3 of 17 against Ryu. I mean, listen, I don't love that, but he's red hot right now. So I think that the Yankees as a lower owned stack are certainly in play. They're very affordable. Aaron Judge is also hot. Entire lineup came to play in Boston. I know another guy has been good as Gleyber Torres. He lost shortstop eligibility. Not great the past couple of days, but before that had gotten going. The Yankees are in play. They're finally producing like I thought they should have all year. And I don't think you have to shy away from them tonight. Again, I think other offenses stand out because they're facing worse pitchers than Ryu, but the Yankees lineup right now, they're going to be in play every night with, given their upside. And tonight's no exception. Toronto, similar situation. They're expensive. Like, they're also not playing great right now. So I don't know. I'm not excited about Toronto. It's the same story with them. Like, low-owned Toronto, certainly in play always. Oscar's too cheap. He's one of the hitters that's actually been good. Simeon's been okay. Bichette finally got going. I don't know. Toronto seems expensive. Too expensive for me to really want to like here. Philly and Atlanta, no thanks. Two really good pitchers. Not looking at the offenses here. Detroit and Minnesota. So we've got Tyler Alexander against Barnes. Looks like Minnesota's coming in with quite a bit of love, and I get that. I mean, Tyler Alexander's not very good. Mitch Garver against a lefty. Looks like he's one of the best plays on the slate. One of the best catcher plays on the slate at 4K. Crushes lefties, very cheap. Weak lefty, weak bullpen. A lot to like there. Josh Donaldson at 43. Buxton under 5K. Minnesota looks like one of the top stacks on the board, especially outside of Colorado and Boston, two teams getting a ton of love. Now, I think Minnesota also gets love, but they deserve it because they're also in a good spot. And if Coors and the Red Sox weren't in such a good spot, then they'd be getting even more love. Sano, seems like the big game is coming for Sano. That could easily be tonight. If I'm stacking the Twins, I definitely want exposure there. And then Detroit also in play. Barnes is no good. I don't know. Detroit just doesn't really do it for me ever. So I highly doubt I get there. For me, it'd be like if I'm going to Detroit, I'd be all out stacking Detroit and hope they just get all over Barnes in this bullpen and everyone goes off basically. So not really a team I'm looking at particular one-offs. St. Louis against Milwaukee. I'm not really looking at Milwaukee here against Wainwright. St. Louis playing such good ball. I know they got Tim last time out, but that doesn't mean they're going to here. I have more interest in St. Louis, to be quite honest. They are just absolutely scorching right now. Winners are 17 in a row. Tyler O'Neill is absolutely raking, continues to just mash. And he's 3 of 11 with 3 bombs off Woodruff. And Woodruff's only going 6 innings, like max. So I think O'Neill makes a lot of sense as a one-off. This team is just so hot right now. Harrison, I mean, this dude is on fire. I got no issue with St. Louis here. I know that Woodruff's been awesome, and I'm not looking to fully stack them, but as one-offs, these guys are they're by far the hottest team in baseball. They've got good hitters all over their lineup right now. Don't mind it at all. Milwaukee could say the same thing, though. Like Yelich, 4K. He's been pretty good lately, so don't mind that either. Mostly a game for pitching, but I like the offense here more than I do in Philly and St. Louis. I'll put it like that. Next up, we got the Angels at the Rangers. Alexi and Naughton. This game's kind of interesting. I don't mind either offense here, I guess. Ohtani, talked about him a bunch recently. He looks good right now. It feels like he's going to finish the season strong. Walsh is really cheap in a good spot. Brandon Marsh leading off at 2,300 or 2,200 in a really good spot. The Angels are really cheap, and as much as I think Alexi's in play, he's gotten rocked his past 2 starts. So if you want to load up on pitching, like really expensive pitching, I don't hate the Angels. Texas in a similar spot, much more expensive. I don't know. Kind of Falefa looks good. Nick Solak. Not excited about Texas, though. Doubt I prioritize them. They won't get much love. That's the case for them, but there's other teams I like more that aren't getting a lot of love. Cincy and the White Sox. The White Sox are one of those teams. I actually don't mind some Cincy pieces either. Ronaldo Lopez has good stuff, but he's very volatile. He has never really put it together. He's given up multi-home runs in each of his past 2 starts against the Angels and Indians. The Reds were awesome yesterday. Looks like they're getting hot as well. They're playing for no, they're done because of the Cardinals. Unfortunate for them, but man, Castellanos, one of the hottest hitters in baseball, finishing the season red hot. I doubt he gets much love here, 5,200. I'll say that. I don't mind some Reds here. Like, they're tough to prioritize them, but even in like a tougher spot against Lopez, because I think Lopez is like a lot better than a guy like Barnes. Like, give me Cincy over Detroit. This is for me personally. The White Sox definitely in play also. Frustrating game for them yesterday in the sense that they got into it a little bit with the Tigers, ended up coming up with the win though. So I'm sure they're coming home feeling good. They're clinched and everything. See the standings as far as they go with the Astros at home field. They're definitely not catching Tampa, obviously. Tampa clinches. They're 2 behind Houston, 2.5. So I'm sure that they're still trying to play for that. Nothing like they're going crazy, but I mean, you're going to see their A lineup, I assume, and I think it's in play as a stack. A bunch of good teams in play, but you got that's outside of Robert and Tim Anderson, I think, who's expensive. Yeah, he's 53. Everyone else is pretty affordable. Moncada 4K, Abreu 45, Grandal under 5K, Eloy 4K. Yeah, O'Brien, he doesn't project as a very good major league pitcher, so I think that this game has potential game stack and offensive upside all over it. All right, next up, we have Tampa and Houston, 2 of the better teams in the AL. Potential playoff preview here. I have no interest in either pitcher. I think Urquidy is definitely better than Waka. Tampa's a lot cheaper than Houston. Both these offenses are very good. I like Houston's more as a stack because I think Waka can really get blown up more often than Urquidy can. But Tampa, at their price tags, like you see, they're like 1,000 less than Houston all over. Meadows, Arozarena. Cruz is expensive, but like low. Brandon Lau is 1,000 less than Altuve. So yeah, I don't hate Tampa here. All that said, I like Houston. I don't really respect Waka. And Houston, I think they're going to be kind of motivated coming back home here. They want to seal the deal. They have not played good ball lately. Losers of 4 in a row. So I don't know if I really want to, plant my flag hard on them, given how they've played recently. But I like the spot, and their price tags are just going to keep everyone off them. It's hard to get here, though. Like, even Tucker is over 5K. Altuve is over 6K. Bregman's over 5K. It's really hard to stack this team, and that's even with 2 like medium price pitchers. No Wheeler in here, no Woodruff. Definitely gonna have to get creative with it. Maybe instead of Tucker in this one, you go like Maldonado, a catcher. Oh, he's even over 3K. Damn, and then like McCormick, still only 3K. It's hard to stack. I mean, they're gonna get no love because of this. Which intrigues me. Not sure I'll end up getting there just because they are so expensive. I mean, even in this right here, you can't even get good pieces that you want. But it's still Houston. And I feel like they got a big game coming sooner rather than later. That's all I'll say. Indians at KC. We've got Aaron Savali against Brady Singer. So, interesting. If he's out, makes the spot much better for Savali. Not that I'm looking at it to use him, but certainly not looking to stack Kansas City. Cleveland, I mean, Brady Singer, like just because he pitched really well last time out against Cleveland doesn't mean he's going to tonight. I don't think I can prioritize Cleveland here. It's just so hard to want to really get to Cleveland in this spot. Bradley Zimmer homered off his brother yesterday, so that's worth noting. I think this is a game I'll just pass. Jose Ramirez and Framil Reyes look like the top two pieces, but even them, like it is tough to prioritize them on a slate like this. All right, now we get to the big boy. We got the Nationals at the Rockies. The Rockies coming in as the highest owned team on the slate. Rogers passed all protocols. Expect him to be really popular. Trevor Story, really, really popular. CJ Cron, really popular. I mean, these guys are just way too cheap. They're in a good spot against Corbin. Corbin has not been good this year. He gets crushed by righties. Cron specifically has been amazing against righties and cores. I think I misspoke when I talked about JD Martinez. He's probably the highest one hitter on the slate, and it makes sense. In cash games, I think you want all the Colorado and all the Boston, maybe with a sprinkle of Minnesota in there. But specifically Colorado. I mean, they look like they're in a great spot and way too cheap. In tournaments, I'll back off because they're so popular and hope we see good Corbin. But it's certainly risky. And I do like the Washington side, though. They're coming in under-owned right now. I think their price tags are keeping people off. But, like, outside of Soto, Josh Bell, Alcides is crazy expensive, but he's been good for Washington. So I got no issues using Alcides 52. I mean, he's going to be low owned because of that price tag. I like Washington here. I think they're in one of the better spots on the slate. Obviously, they're in cores. I don't know. They're not going to get much love at all, and that's interesting to me. Could go move Bell there. I mean, yeah, it's obviously this stack right here, kind of similar to Houston. It's hard to get here when you use pitching like this. That's really going to keep their ownership down. I like them quite a bit. Yeah, a bunch of teams I like on this slate, but Washington's right at the top of the list. That's for damn sure. They do have some cheap pieces to go with those expensive guys, too. All right, Arizona at San Fran. We got Logan Webb hosting Luke Weaver. Not really interested in the offense here. And certainly not Arizona. And then San Fran. We know Weaver can get hit. Bad ballpark, though. They're coming home from Coors. No thanks on the Rockies. I mean, on the Giants, excuse me. Padres and the Dodgers. Yu Darvish against Walker Buehler. Definitely not in the Padres here. The Dodgers are, if I were playing like the late slate, I could see getting to some Dodgers because Darvish has been very hit or miss. The Dodgers lineup is loaded. I don't think this is the main slate for it, though. They're expensive for the guys you want. Darvish does have really good stuff, and just other teams I'd rather take my shot on. Kind of feel similar about this last game. Chris Bassett against Tyler Anderson. Anderson, who knows what to expect from him tonight. You can make a case for some Oakland guys, but they also kind of look, after losing last night, well, they had just swept Houston, so good for them, but Starling Marte was out last night. I mean, who knows if he plays for the rest of the year. We might see him back tonight. Again, I don't want to speculate on anything, but I think they're pretty much out of it now after losing last night. So I don't really see the case for going to much in this game. Chris Bassett came back last time. He looked good in 3 innings. I think you see about that, maybe a little bit more here. So don't want to use him, but Seattle against 4 innings of Bassett and then Oakland bullpen, not overly enticed by that. The Chaniger with a monster game last night, but there's just, again, give me Castellanos over him. So I don't know, a lot to like on this slate. just a bunch of teams in really, really good spots. From Boston, the Yankees are a sleeper. Detroit and Minnesota. I mentioned some pieces of St. Louis. I know that's kind of crazy, but I don't think it is. Cincy and the White Sox both in play. Houston, both the Coors teams. So a bunch of good teams in play tonight. I didn't even mention the Angels. So, yeah, lots to like about this slate. Glad to be back with you guys. A couple days off gets me out of my routine a little bit. So happy to be back on here recording a main slate vid. If you have any questions, holler at me. I'm around. If you want to go check out and sign up for the DFS 5-pack, we'd love to have you. Week 4 NFL vids coming out soon. And thanks as always, guys. Appreciate you.